Vince McMahon offered Chyna the WWE Championship. Dream match confirmed for TLC, and Bayley reveals who her dream opponent would be. Hello everyone, Jose G here, bringing you today's top stories in today's Sportskeeda News Roundup. Vince McMahon offered Chyna the WWE Championship. She rejected it for another project. The late Chyna was the first woman to hold the Intercontinental title in WWE over 2 decades ago, but her career with the company came to an end just 2 years later in 2001. There were great things destined for her in WWE, but she left to try her hand at other opportunities. WWE Chairman Vince McMahon reportedly wants to put the WWE Championship on Chyna, but under one condition, that she shouldn't appear in Playboy magazine. But the future of WWE Hall of Famer went against the WWE chairman, which reportedly scrapped plans for her winning the WWE Championship. Anzaldo revealed in his interview that Vince McMahon wanted to put the WWE Championship on Chyna, but rejected it and modeled for Playboy. Here's what Anzaldo had to say, saying, quote, "They offered her the WWE Championship belt, but Vince said, but you can't do Playboy, because she got offered to do Playboy. She chose Playboy over the belt. Vince says, if you do Playboy, you don't get the belt. And she said, F the belt, I'm doing Playboy. Highest selling out of the box Playboy, first week Playboy in the history of Playboy, more than Kim Kardashian. It's top 3 of all time behind Kim Kardashian and Marilyn Monroe." Chyna modeled for Playboy first in 2000 and once again in 2002, a year after leaving WWE. Ansaldo said that Chyna did not receive any payment for the book that WWE published about her. He also stated that although Chyna promoted the book, she did not like it. In the same interview, Chyna's former manager said that he went with the Hall of Famer to WWE headquarters in 2015 to ask for royalty payments and speak with McMahon and Triple H, but they were escorted out of the building. Apart from winning the Intercontinental Championship twice, Chyna also won the women's title once in WWE. Chyna was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as part of D-Generation's X last year, 3 years after her untimely death. WWE Raw superstar Keith Lee says he can relate to Randy Orton. In a recent interview, Lee spoke about Randy Orton and how it's been an honor to be in the ring with him. Lee spoke to Sports Illustrated ahead of this week's Raw, where he said that it was an honor to face a legend like Randy Orton. He stated that Orton is different and that he can relate to him, saying, quote, "At the end of the day, nothing takes that moment away from me. But at the same time, you have to acknowledge who Randy Orton is. And like you said, what he means to this business. He's different. The company looks to him in a high, bright light because that's what he's worthy of. Everything he has done, to me, is brilliant. I like watching Randy Orton a lot. In some ways, I feel like I can relate to him as well. All I can say is that it was an honor, and it was something very tremendous for Keith Lee's introduction. I am grateful for that opportunity." End quote. AJ Styles is the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. AJ Styles pinned Riddle to become the #1 contender for the WWE title on Raw after hitting him with a phenomenal forearm. The Phenomenal One was victorious in the sudden death triple threat match, which saw him prevail over Riddle and Keith Lee. The match overall was a hard-hitting and technical exchange between all 3 WWE superstars. Keith Lee was the unstoppable force in the match as he showed off his strength against both AJ Styles and Riddle, but also showed how agile he was too. Riddle also got to show off his strength when he almost hit Keith Lee with a powerbomb. Of course, the sheer size of Lee proved too much for the original bro. As for AJ Styles, he was his phenomenal self as always, showing once again why he is one of the best professionals in the business. Bayley names Lita as her dream opponent in WWE. Bayley appeared on the most recent episode of Table Talk with Mo Lightning, where she discussed several topics including the future of the WWE Women's Division. She also named her dream opponent in WWE. Bayley has been on a bit of a slump recently as she lost the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship to her former best friend Sasha Banks. She was also unsuccessful at WWE Survivor Series, where she was the first competitor eliminated in the women's Team versus Raw versus SmackDown match. Bayley has the privilege of working with a number of talented WWE superstars throughout her career. This impressive list includes the likes of Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Asuka, Natalya, and many more. However, when she was to ask who her dream opponent would be, Bayley answered that she wanted to face her childhood hero, Lita, saying, quote, "Lita has always been a dream opponent because she is somebody I've never been in the ring with," which is crazy to say, but we've been in a 10-women tag match before, and this was the night after Evolution. That was so insane. She did the moonsault, I did the elbow drop off the top, and we did the twist of fate. It was so crazy, but I want to match against her because she is the one who helped me realize my dreams. end quote. Big E reveals the unusual gift he received from Becky Lynch. Over the last few years, Becky Lynch has transformed her WWE character from meek, cheerful babyface to a tough and unforgiving fighter. But a lot of passionate WWE fans will know that the former WWE Raw Women's Champion is a happy and bubbly character backstage. The New Day talked recently to Tyler Breeze on this week's New Day Feel the Power podcast, where they discussed about going out to explore the city during foreign tours. Xavier said that Becky Lynch was great to travel with and venture out during these tours. Big E narrated a hilarious incident that happened with Becky Lynch during one tour, saying, quote, "I guess it's a cheeseburger with a macaroni and cheese on it. I have another friend, Nicole. She sends Instagram cheese polls or cheese content. I don't eat as much cheese as I used to, but I do have a sweet tooth. I love melted cheese. I'm trying to cut back. Anyways, I think it's been because I've been to a couple of vegan spots with Bex, and I think we're having a conversation about vegan or something, and I pulled up this very non-vegan, and that was the exact cheeseburger with the macaroni and cheese, and said, look at this beautiful picture. If this picture existed and was blown up, I'd put it on my wall," something like that. And lo and behold, like a few weeks later, I get this picture in the mail, and it took me a second to realize what was going on, and then I texted her, "Did you send this to me?" And she laughed her ass off, and it was the funniest thing in the world, I said, because I said I'd put it up on the wall. That's very much her sense of humor. That's very her, end quote. Xavier Woods also revealed that Becky Lynch had sent him a similar gift, his gift being a puzzle of a postcard. Thanks for watching today's video. Follow us on all of our social media. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Download the Sportskeeda app for the most up-to-date stories in the world of wrestling.